Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi. Weather in 5 days and 5 minutes. And our storm is now up in interior New England, churning away there. And we're seeing all that heavy rain that occurred yesterday and last night further north in through upstate New York and New England. The radar is pretty loaded. And now, of course, it's all about the pressure gradient and the wind. We had some gusts of 50 to 60 miles an hour here overnight, and we have seen that wind go around to the northwest. And as a result, high wind warnings are up for pretty much all of the coastal counties. You're running from Delaware through New Jersey, across Long Island, New York City, the Hudson Valley, and the southern half of Connecticut, and a large area of wind advisories that extends from northeastern Virginia all the way up through western New Jersey, and then also including all of the Hudson Valley and on northward up into Massachusetts, parts of Vermont. And of course, we still have the storm underway up to the north. And here it is on the surface map this morning. We have low pressure sitting right on the Massachusetts-New Hampshire state line. It's a wrapped up 973 low. We figured this would get down into the mid 970s, and the pressure gradient behind it, you can see there are a lot of isobars here, and when they are tight, high pressure in Iowa, large change in pressure, relatively small distance, you get big wind gusts, and that's what we're going to see. This low is not really going anywhere today. It's taking its sweet time getting out of the way. And as a result, this morning, we've got heavy rains on the radar going on in New England, up into all of Maine, virtually all of Maine and back into northern New Hampshire. And then on the backside, we've got some very heavy rains throughout much of northeastern New York, going all the way up back to about Lake Ontario. And then you see a little bit of scattered shower activity coming off the Great Lakes and into western Pennsylvania, rain shower activity. It's not lake effect snows. And we don't have satellite views. GOES is down for some reason or another, so we don't have satellite loops at the moment. So we're just going to have to deal with the radar instead. And on the national radar, we have that action with the storm in the northeast, but it's very quiet precip-wise down the coast all the way down into Florida. Just a very, very quiet day, and west back through the Gulf states. The only action going on in the U.S. at the moment is way back in the Pacific Northwest and moving up into eastern Washington and northern Idaho, and also seeing some precip in South Texas, which we're going to get to momentarily when we look at the Hurricane Center's forecast, because there's low pressure there. So here's what's happening. This storm's going to take its sweet time getting out of the way, which means that this pressure gradient here that we're dealing with all day long is just going to remain a problem. We're going to have these strong winds from the west and west-northwest until this low can get out of the way, and then we can get this nice high to build in. And by the way, right down in the southwest Gulf, we have a developing low. And we're going to pay attention to that because it may have some impact on our weekend forecast. So going forward, we're looking at the low moving out into the Gulf of Maine sometime tonight, and then heading up into Nova Scotia, New Brunswick for tomorrow. Now watch, there's that Gulf low comes out, starts to develop. We're in high pressure still. The gradient hasn't quite relaxed here on Friday, but we will see those winds calm down later in the day. I think Saturday is looking like a decent day, but we're going to watch this low as it moves into the southeastern part of the U.S., could bring some significant rains to parts of eastern Alabama, Georgia, South and North Carolina into Virginia. If it slides out to the south, then Saturday looks fine, but Sunday we probably see high clouds with maybe some rain getting to as far north as Cape May, down into southeastern Virginia. But I'm really nervous here because you've got this next weather system, this next cold front is getting ready to set up to come through here early next week. So if that winds up being a little bit faster, it's possible that we could see this area get drawn up a bit further to the north. Still a lot of, still a lot of stuff to deal with when it comes to that. So I'm not really going to go too crazy with it right now. We'll talk about it more later today. Now, as far as temperatures are concerned, we're not getting out of the 50s today anywhere. It's going to be in the 50s to at best near 60 everywhere from northeastern Virginia all the way up into southern New England. And you get up a little bit further to the north, and we're talking about temperatures today not getting out of the 40s for Friday, where we will have, for today, it's going to be clouds. There might be a couple of passing isolated showers, and I think there might also be a few breaks of sun in the mix as well in some places. I think the further south you go from New York City, say, there's maybe a better chance that you'll see some breaks of sun in the mix. Friday, more sunshine, fewer clouds, a little less wind, upper 50s to around 60, and we're still going to hold there on Saturday, temperatures upper 50s to lower 60s, with sunshine much of the day, northeast Virginia to southern New England. And then watch for clouds to come up from the south Saturday night. Sunday, clouds are going to be a question. Temperatures probably are going to be holding in the 60s. Now, I just want to take a quick look here. The Hurricane Center is monitoring that disturbed weather in the southwestern Gulf. And on their latest, do they have the 8 o'clock one out? As of 8 a.m., they have now raised the probability of this developing into a subtropical depression or tropical depression, or even beyond that, a tropical storm, to 80% in the next 48 hours and 80% over the next 5 days. An Air Force reconnaissance aircraft is scheduled to investigate. This is the best we could do with a satellite today. You can see the storm up to the northeast, and that giant comma shape that extends back up into upstate New York. And then you can, of course, see the disturbed weather down in the southwestern Gulf of Mexico, looking like it is getting a little bit better organized. So that's our day here for Weather in 5. Enjoy. Download the meteorologist Joe Cioffi weather app on Google Play or on the App Store. Download the Angry Weatherman on Google Play. That's Angry Ben's weather app. Both apps are free. Both default to your location for current conditions and local forecasts. We'll have our regular YouTube live stream tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. And in between that, look for a Weather in 10 for Patreon members this afternoon. That's my subscription platform, patreon.com/meteorologist Joe Cioffi. And website posts will be up throughout the day. Have a good Thursday, and try not to get blown away by the wind.